Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So in this video, we are going to show you how you can merge two tables wherein one table is coming from Google Sheets and another table will come from Excel. So this is a feature that you can use or you can do in Excel using Power Query or the Get Data tool. So for this one, we're going to use the Get Data tool of Excel to do this. So to start, let's first see how our two tables look like in each of the programs. So they're almost identical in terms of the headers. You have to make sure that the names of the headers will match each other because this is how Excel will map a column to in Excel and to the corresponding column in Google Sheets. So you have to make sure that they are perfectly the same. Okay, it doesn't matter if the format is different, it has to be the spelling that you will have to check. It doesn't matter though if some of your columns are arranged in a different way versus the other file. What is important is Excel can locate, okay, that there's a corresponding column for that table, for that column. However, if one of your tables have an extra column, okay, compared to the other, then Excel will still continue the appending or the combining of the two tables. However, there will be blank rows, okay, because blank cells, I mean, in the merge table because you're merging one table that has an extra column versus another table that only has a limited number of columns. So there will be some blank cells because it will not sort of like put in some random data in those cells that are blank. Okay, so let's do this. I will do this in another Excel file so that it's easier to track, okay, which is which. But take note that this is something that you can also do in the same Excel file. It's just it could be a bit confusing. And it's actually better that another Excel file is doing the combining because the idea is that if you add more rows to your Excel file or to your Google Sheets, then this new table that you have, the merged one, should be refreshed and it will pick up any additional rows in your in your two tables. So to start, I will first bring in the Google Sheet, okay, data. So in my Excel file, okay, I will go to data. And then under data, we go to the get data tab. So under the get data tab, you should see there, okay, from web. Okay. So I clicked the from web. If you saw that, let me make it slower. So data from web, or you could also get it from here. So some early versions of Excel will not have this option right here. So you could get it from the get data button and then from other sources, and then you're going to click from web. In some earlier version of Excel, it should not say get data. It should say new query, but it's actually the same. It's just renamed in the latest versions of Excel. But if you drop down the new query button, you will see almost the same um, interface wherein you will have from other sources, and then you could also click from web. So either way, as long as you see something that says from web, that is what you are looking for. So I'm going to click the one over here, and you have to let Excel load. It may be a bit slow, okay, when it comes to this feature, especially if it's the first time you will load it. Now we need the URL where the Google Sheet file is coming from. Now, let me cancel that first because I haven't published yet my Google Sheet data. It's not this, okay? It's not the file, the URL address that you see in the address bar. You have to get a published URL link, and you can get that by going to File, and then under File of Google Sheets, you have to go to Share. And then under Share, you have to click Publish to Web. So this Publish to Web will allow us to publish, okay, a specific worksheet. And you have to convert it to something that Excel can easily get data from, and that is the CSV file format. You also have to make sure that this option here is checked, the one that says automatically republish when changes are made, so that if there are changes, then Excel can easily pick it up by refreshing the table that you will create. So now that I have the correct sheet, okay, the correct format that I wanted published, and this option here as checked, I will now click here, Start Publishing. You will get a prompt in your browser. If you want to do that, then of course we have to click OK. Google Sheet will then pick up or show you a URL. Okay, and this is what we need. Okay, this is what we need to copy. And at this point, we can go to the Excel side and go back, okay, to that button that says data, and then from web, you then paste, okay, the URL under the basic radio button, and then click OK. So what's happening now is Excel is picking up the data from Google Sheets, and you will get a preview of the file, okay, in Google Sheets. So just to double check, that is okay. I cannot, but later I'll show you maybe. So the first number is 114570. So from here we can click load. Okay, so we're going to load this, okay, data, and now you have your data, okay, from Google Sheets, okay, connected or copied in Excel. Okay, so we can sort of like focus now on the Excel side. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in the data from the Excel file. So we are also going to do that from data. And then under data, we're going to do a get data from file, and then from Excel workbook. So almost the same procedure, but this time you're not going to go from web, but you're going to get a data from another Excel file. And from here, we will locate the file and click import. So it's a little bit easier because you just have to find or locate the file in your in your computer, and Excel will then sort of like ask you which sheet you want to bring into this file. So I only have one sheet in that Excel source file, and then for this one, I will also click load. So now I have both, okay, files in one worksheet. Okay. However, I haven't merged them yet, or I haven't appended one table to the other. So for that, I will have to go to another worksheet. And from here, under data, you have to go to get data. And there's an option under get data that says combine queries. So this option allows us to combine queries. Okay. Queries are sort of like getting data from one data source, which we already did, right? We already did a query on Google Sheets and a second query in another Excel file. So we're going to combine those two queries, and we have to choose append. So append means you're going to put one table on top of the other. Okay, merge is side by side. Append is one above the other. So that's what we need to do. So we're going to append, and the next option is how many tables are you going to append. So this suggests that you can have more than two tables, okay, combined in one Excel worksheet. So for now, since I only have two, okay, I will choose that one. But just to show you, if you have three or more, then you will simply have to put on the right side the tables that you will append. Contrary to that, if you only have two, then you have the option to declare which is the first table and which is the second table. So the first table here is this one. Okay, this weird looking interface or syntax. We could actually rename this, but this will do for now. And then I will click the second table, and obviously I will select the second one. The sheet one came from the Excel file. So the first table is the one from Google, the URL, and the second table is sheet one, the one I got from the other Excel file, and click OK. So Power Query is sort of like doing its magic. It's something that you did not really see happening, so it's fine. Power Query usually works in the background. However, we're getting a warning here that says some information is required about data privacy. So I'm just going to accept that, click continue, because of course we're connecting a file from Google Docs, of course, and there may be some data from Google Docs that are, exposed to outside people, and that data can be brought in into your Excel file. So if you feel that you're okay with ignoring, because in this case you have to ignore the privacy levels check, and then you just have to ignore it and click save. Okay, so now that we've ignored the privacy problem, we're now getting a Power Query here, okay, that says append one. And take note that append one table is the combined data already. Okay. So from here, I could go to home, and then under home of Power Query, you can click close and load. So it's now loading in the tables. Okay. So we're getting some format differences, okay, between the two tables, but well, it's just format really. Okay. It's still the same values. Okay, so let's see. Right now, I have 90 rows in this appended table. So if I look at the Google Sheets, I have 24 rows. And if I go to the Excel one, I have 65 rows. So 24 and 65. So there you go. You have your 90 rows here, including the header. That's why we're getting that number there. And you now have the combined version. So take note, you can actually delete, okay, the first tables that we created. They're just really manifestations of us querying the two tables, but they're not really needed in the final result. So I'm going to delete them. So from here, I could then rename this. So let's say this is my merged uh, sheet. Okay. And that's it. We now have merged data from Excel and Google Sheets. So just to show you, if I do anything in Excel, let's say I'm going to change the second entry from Peter. Let's say I'm going to change it to Timothy, something that they don't have anywhere. If I go to the combined version, so this should be that cell, right? So we're going to right click any cell of the table and then click refresh. So it's now, as you can see, it picked up, okay, the change, okay, in the Google Sheet file. So I'll also try to do that in the Excel file. So just to show you, so we have another salesperson. Let's say this one is Martha. So I don't have any Martha here. So I will save this, then close, and then it should be here. Okay, this one, right? So I will refresh. Oh, there. Sorry, it's this one. Okay, so as you could see, it changed on its own. What if you added rows? Okay, so I will go back to my Google Sheet, and I will add something here just to show you that what will happen if you added more rows, okay, to your Google Sheets. So let's say this is, we have another, oops, a tour package. So for those who are not familiar, these are places in the Philippines, okay, where I came from. So we have John Smith, and then we have some cash coming from somebody who's not in the list. Let's say Mario 2,999, and this one 999. So it's saving. You have to wait for it to be saved. Okay. And then you can now go to your Excel merged version, right click, and then refresh. So as you could see, it managed to insert that new data from the Google Sheet file. So the same will happen if you do it in the Excel side. And there you have it. From here, you can now perform whatever you want to do. You can now calculate, you can do pivot tables, you can do anything that you want. Okay, in this, we can even sort it. Like for example, I want to sort my table, okay, according to package. So I will right click sort A to Z. So you will notice that I sorted the data, okay, and you will see the differences, okay, where the Excel side is and where the Google Sheet side is. No worries, it will still work, okay, regardless if you sort them, putting in different rows, okay, inserting rows from Google Sheets, Excel, etc. So I hope this video helped you in some way. And if it did, I would appreciate how you use this table. You can write it down in the comment section. If you have any questions, feel free to also use the comment section. I will try my best to answer you as soon as I can. But if you have no questions, hopefully you can also give us a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us a lot, okay, to make videos for you. It really inspires us to add more videos to the channel. But for now, this is it. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.